Welcome to the Bizarre Bureau.
Have you ever walked into a new place and felt an overwhelming sense of familiarity, as if you've been there before? Or had a conversation and felt certain you've heard those exact words in that exact order? That strange, fleeting feeling is déjà vu, and almost all of us have experienced it. But what if I told you it's more than just a glitch in your brain's memory? What if it's a whisper from another reality? A hint that your life is taking a different path in another timeline? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mind-bending concepts out there: the connection between déjà vu and quantum immortality. Could that eerie feeling of "I've done this before" be proof that in another universe you have? And what does this imply about the nature of consciousness and reality itself? Stick with me, because we're about to explore the thin veil separating our world from countless others. Let's start with what we know, or at least what mainstream science suggests. Psychologists have dozens of theories for déjà vu. One popular idea is the dual processing theory. This suggests your brain, which normally processes information seamlessly, experiences a tiny delay. Imagine two signals being sent out simultaneously. One arrives a microsecond late, and your brain interprets that delayed signal as a separate, older memory. It's like hearing an echo in your own mind, making a new moment feel old. Another theory points to our temporal lobes, the brain's memory centers. A small, harmless misfire, like a tiny neurological hiccup, could temporarily disrupt the way we tag memories as new or old. So, for a split second, a brand new experience gets incorrectly filed away in the already happened cabinet. These explanations are logical, clean, and fit neatly within our understanding of biology. They treat déjà vu as a simple, a really intriguing brain glitch, but they don't feel entirely satisfying, do they? The experience of déjà vu feels so profound, so personal, that calling it a simple glitch feels like a disservice. And that's where things get truly bizarre. To understand the connection to quantum immortality, we first need to touch on the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Proposed by physicist Hugh Everett, the third back in the 1950s, this theory offers a radical solution to some of quantum physics' weirdest puzzles. In simple terms, it suggests that every time a quantum measurement is made, or an event with multiple possible outcomes occurs, the universe splits. Think of it like this. You're at a crossroads and can turn left or right. In our classical world, you choose one path. But in the many worlds view, the moment you make that choice, reality splits in two. In one universe, you turn left. In a newly created parallel universe, a version of you turns right. This isn't just for big decisions. Every single quantum event, from a radioactive atom decaying to a photon hitting a detector, causes the universe to branch. This means there's an almost infinite number of parallel universes, each containing a slightly different version of you, living out every possible outcome of every choice you've ever made. There's a universe where you took that job you turned down. A universe where you confessed to your high school crush. A universe where you wore a different shirt this morning. An infinite tapestry of realities, all existing simultaneously, but completely invisible to one another. So where does immortality fit into this cosmic picture? This brings us to the thought experiment known as quantum immortality. Imagine a scenario, often called quantum suicide. A person sits in a room with a gun linked to a quantum device. This device measures the spin of a particle. If the spin is up, the gun does nothing. If the spin is down, the gun fires. According to quantum mechanics, there's a 50-50th chance of either outcome. Now, let's look at this from the perspective of the person in the chair. The first time the trigger is pulled, the universe splits. In one reality, the spin is down, the gun fires, and that version of the person's story ends. But in the other reality, the spin is up, the gun doesn't fire, and their consciousness continues. They pull the trigger again. The universe splits again. In one branch, their life ends. In the other, they survive. From their subjective point of view, they will only ever experience the outcome where they survive. No matter how many times the trigger is pulled, their consciousness will always follow the path of survival, branching into the universe where the spin was up. To them, it would seem like they are literally immortal, surviving an impossible game of Russian roulette over and over. Their consciousness, according to this theory, is always shunted into the reality where it continues to exist. This doesn't mean you're a superhero who can walk in front of a bus and be fine. In the vast majority of universes, that story would end tragically. But the theory suggests that your specific thread of awareness to you that is listening to this right now would only ever experience the timeline, where by some miracle the bus swerved, or you tripped and fell back onto the curb just in time. You would experience a life filled with improbable close calls and lucky breaks, never realizing that in countless other timelines, your luck ran out. So, how does this connect back to that spooky feeling of déjà vu? The theory proposes that these moments of déjà vu are quantum echoes. They are faint, residual bleed-throughs from our alternate selves in these parallel universes. Imagine two of these timelines running incredibly close to one another. In Universe A, you decide to visit a new coffee shop. In Universe B, a version of you made the exact same decision, but maybe a few hours earlier. The experiences are nearly identical. For a fleeting moment, these two parallel timelines might overlap or resonate, like two guitar strings vibrating at a similar frequency. In that instant, your consciousness in Universe A gets a faint, confusing signal from your consciousness in Universe B. It's not a clear memory, but a ghost of one. A neurological whisper that says, "I've been here. I've done this." Your brain, unable to process a memory from a reality it isn't supposed to access, simply flags it as a familiar yet new experience. The result? Déjà vu. That intense, uncanny feeling is your mind briefly syncing up with an alternate version of yourself. Think about the classic déjà vu scenario. You re-having a conversation and you know exactly what the other person is about to say. Perhaps in a very similar timeline, you already had this conversation. The paths of your lives are so closely aligned that for a split second, the veil between them thins, and you get a premonition of memory of something that hasn't happened yet in your reality, but already has in another. This idea reframes déjà vu from a simple brain glitch into something far more profound. It becomes a momentary glimpse into the multiverse, a confirmation that our consciousness is not confined to a single timeline. Each instance of déjà vu could be a brief, accidental crossing of the streams of reality, a side effect of quantum immortality at work. The theory implies that your consciousness is constantly navigating this branching web of realities, always following the path of continued existence. The little echoes and ripples we perceive as déjà vu are just the faint vibrations from the paths not taken, or rather, the paths taken by other yous. Of course, this is all highly speculative. There's no way to scientifically prove the many worlds interpretation, let alone the link between it and déjà vu. It remains a philosophical thought experiment, a fascinating what-if that stretches the boundaries of our understanding. Critics would argue, and rightly so, that simpler neurological explanations are far more likely. The principle of Occam's razor suggests we should prefer the simplest explanation, and a brain glitch is certainly simpler than an infinite number of parallel universes bleeding into one another. But where's the fun in that? The Bizarre Bureau is all about exploring the strange and unexplained, and the idea that our lives are just one thread in an infinite cosmic tapestry is one of the most compelling ideas ever conceived. It adds a layer of magic and mystery to an otherwise common human experience. The next time you feel that wave of uncanny familiarity wash over you, take a moment. Don't just dismiss it as a trick of the mind. Instead, consider the possibility that you're experiencing a quantum echo. Maybe, just for a second, you're shaking hands with yourself across the multiverse. You're getting a tiny, fleeting reminder that your consciousness is a far more robust and strange thing than we can possibly imagine, perpetually navigating the endless corridors of reality. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring thought. What do you believe? Is déjà vu a simple glitch, or a glimpse into another life? Let me know your thoughts and your own bizarre déjà vu experiences in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the multiverse here at the Bizarre Bureau. If you enjoyed bending reality with me, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. And remember to ring that notification bell so you never miss a new investigation. Until next time, stay curious.